name is Byrd. I'm somewhat an athletic training student here at Emory. My project was on sleep deprivation and injuries. I decided to choose this topic because I've played sports since I was like 5 years old. So over a period of time, I've seen like injuries develop from like lack of sleep and lack of rest, especially getting like in older competition like varsity sports, and then coming to college, you're gonna have more school work to do and other stuff you're doing, and then you're not gonna really think about sleep, so that's gonna play a role on your performance. So these are some questions I wanted to have answered through this project or research. It was, does sleep really help with individuals' performance and how they feel? Does sleep deprivation have an impact on injuries? And is there a correlation with injuries with sleep deprivation? So after doing research and stuff, developed a hypothesis, which was that I thought there would be more injuries due to lack of sleep. So for my methods, I developed a survey. It was about 32 questions. First, I sent it to all these lovely students, and we talked about what I could change about it. So I did that, and then I decided to choose fall athletes here at Emory because I'm a fall athlete, or I was, and so I decided to choose that. So it's football, men's and women's soccer, men's and women's cross country, and volleyball. So I sent out a total of 155 emails, and then I only had a 41% participation rate. I had 63 respond. So the results, results. Let's see this. All right. My hypothesis was supported through my survey. I did it through SurveyMonkey, not Google Forms. But it showed like the higher number of athletes that went to sleep later at night and like had the last amount of sleep developed, or it had the same number of like higher amounts of injuries. Does that make sense? Sounded weird, but out of the 63 participants, 35 were getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, and then 23 were getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And the recommended amount of sleep for doctors is 8 hours. And then 80%, I found this, that 80% of the participants woke up between 7 and 10, and then 98% went to sleep after 10. And then like in the, as I was looking at my data, it showed like it was later than 10. It was like around like 11 and 12, and sometimes after 12. So for discussion, sleep, like you can tell that sleep deprivation can have a problem on a person's performance and how they feel. And then it's gonna have a correlation. Limitations that I had, I sent my own survey. I'm not anybody, just made my own survey. And I sent it online, so I wasn't going to be able to get a lot of participation. And like Auburn said, they could just have been clicking numbers, or clicking answers to go through. Participation rate, I'd like to have more. I had 63, almost half. I had lack of diversity. It was more whites and Caucasians than anybody else. And then lack of participation from various sports. My main sport that I had was from football, and then so that was going to make it more males. But more males, not that many females had participated. And then it was more like seniors. It was mostly seniors that responded to my research. So like to further my research, I'd like to do it like in Division II and Division I divisions of competition, and like maybe outside of the private schools make it public, like not having as harder classes. So, yeah. Any questions? What?
Did you ask any questions about naps?
Yeah.
'Cause I know college students love naps.
Yeah. I had one that I was talking about, like, do you take naps during the day, and how frequently do you take them? And then it had a wide range. Some said yeah, some said sometimes, and then some said no.
So, were your question? You didn't have anybody keep a sleep log. You had them to. So they were. It was based on recall and hours in bed, not necessarily quality sleep. Correct. So it was on average.
Yeah. How much sleep do you get?
And then a self-report whether. How did you define injury for them?
Like, I just had them list, like, if you've had an injury throughout college here at Emory, participating in your sport, like, what was it? So it ranged from, like, somebody put, I hit my head one time. So that was a limitation too, like, and then it ranged from that to, like, muscle strains and stuff like that. So, and, like, those same people, you could look through, or at SurveyMonkey, like, what they put, like, the amount of sleep that they were receiving each night and stuff.
So were you looking at during the season within the last few weeks?
Yeah, I was looking at,
and
like,
injuries from their lifetime during college, or during the time you were looking at what was your hours of sleep?
Yeah.
So it seems most of you get more sleep during the summer
yeah.
than like at finals time versus.
It was just, I was looking at, like, injuries that they received here at Emory during their sport.
Okay.
Yes.
How did you come up with your questions? Like, was there any system or just out of your head?
Just thinking about it after doing, like, research, I've seen, like, there's some research done about, like, kids over in China working, like, not getting enough sleep. That's gonna make them have or cause them to have higher rates of injury, which it showed. So I was just thinking, and then Taylor was like, "Hey, do you sleep?" So,
Well, you were injured and you don't have to sleep, so.
yes, DC.
I've got like several, but I think 2 of them have already been hit. Developing the survey was my first question. And you kind of do it the way I think it's supposed to be done when you talk to peers or experts, I guess you could say. But you didn't show your survey, which makes me wonder, did it really measure what you were trying to measure? Because I don't know what the questions were. Because you can't, and you hit one of my other second questions, how do you attribute
Something
injury to lack of sleep? Maybe it was something else.
Yeah.
So it's hard to,
And right now,
or
you're
when,
not
I
getting
mean,
sleep
did
and
you
didn't
get hurt?
yeah.
Maybe you got hurt a week that you had more sleep than you've ever had in your life. So, I mean, it's hard to say what that is.
Yeah.
And you also talked about performance. How did you determine or define how did you define how performance is affected?
Well, I guess, like, I've seen that, like, without doing this research project, I've seen over time, like, I've seen, like, teammates, they're, like, struggling with stuff and they're not getting enough sleep, or so when they go out and practice or something, it's going to show.
So
and
what
they're
was your
sluggish.
question related to that? Did you have a question on the survey related to that?
And you had a statement up there that said athletes believed their injuries came from
Yeah, I
lack
had a
of sleep.
question on
It says perceived.
So, what were you? Because I mean, that brings up the whole own entity of the perception of
What's the
my
statistics?
injuries caused by this.
Did you do Pearson's correlation?
No.
You were looking at.
Yeah.
You were just looking at the descriptive.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really a correlation. It was a, just determined.
I was just like, since I could look at, like, an individual's, I couldn't tell who they were, but individuals' whole survey, like, it would say, like, yeah, I've been injured, and I think that, like, my lack of sleep has, like, played an influence on my injury that I had.
Yeah, I'd like to see the survey, see what it looked like. How long was it?
32 questions.
So what does the literature say? Are there other studies that have looked at sleep deprivation and injuries?
Yes, ma'am. Like, there's one I was talking about. the
In
kid.
athletes?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Besides the poor little children in China.
Yeah. But
Sweatshop.
it showed
Making your
more
Nikes.
injuries being or like happening in like younger kids, like school grade, elementary, yeah, secondary, whatever that is. But it was shown like I guess as they got older, they would be able to manage their time like better. But once they were younger, they didn't. They're always like they want to go out with their friends or whatever, hanging out or spending the night. So they're not gonna really think about sleeping. So they're gonna develop injuries at a younger age. And then there was like a new study that came out about the Golden State Warriors. Like they're young and they're always playing. They have lots of amounts of games. So what they do to get better rest and like sleep is they'll sleep in like a bed, and it's like, but it's water. It's not a water bed, but well, yeah. But there's
They like sleep in a bed in the water bed. It's not water. Yeah.
Could be a
it's
raft.
just water. So they're just floating in the water. I don't know if there's salt in the water to keep them float because I couldn't float. But
Are they wearing floaties?
it like helps
Swimmies?
relax them, so it'll help them go to sleep easier and get better amounts of sleep.
They have some kind of a mask on, so they don't like turn over.
Yeah.
No, they just showed them. There was one that showed.
Oh, that's one of the are you talking about the relaxation? It's not technically a bed, but it's a relaxation thing where they use that to help.
Relaxation pod. thing.
Yes, and then they sleep later, so it's not necessarily for them to sleep all night. It's to relax them
Yeah.
before bed. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. John was very worried for a second. He was about to sell some snorkels to the Golden State Warriors there.
Every once in a while, you fall asleep in the bath.
John.
Tis the season. Any other questions? All right.